I am here with Mr. Mateusz Kieliszkowski. And I said your name right,
Hello,
correct?
hello.
Yeah?
It's perfect.
It's
It's a lot of your practice, yeah?
Yeah, it only took me, like 3 years or 4 years to say your name right?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4.
3 or 4. But now I've got it right. So anyways, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm rest now. Don't train a lot of because everybody has same situation in the world. So I try to train to be fresh and do something.
Yeah, so how is the situation in Poland right now?
Now it's better. Every week is better. Now is more people can coming inside to shop, to markets, and German border, Czech border will be open soon. More people can going outside. We don't have so much cases now, so it's going to be better.
So that's really good, man. It sounds like it's not very bad there, which is really good.
It is not bad now. I hope it will be stopped soon and we can coming back to normal life.
Yeah, I think everybody feels that same way. So, with you for your training, you're in your gym right now, right?
Yeah, I'm gym now. Before training, I will start soon.
That's perfect. So you can still train. You can still train though, right?
Yeah, I can train like you. I have my own gym, my private gym, so I can train.
Yeah, it's perfect. So I'm sure you're happy to hear or happy to have your own gym. I'm very happy that this hasn't affected me with my training.
Yes, it's really good because without gym, it's harder. It's harder to live for me, for you too.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I'm really happy.
That's good, man. So I have a bunch of questions that people have asked, and I've picked out some questions for us to answer together. Are you ready to do those?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. So the first question is, when are you two going to train together?
Oh, at the beginning, I would like to apologize for my poor English because I don't use often so much, so I can mistake sometimes say something wrong. But question is, we wanted meet in past, but sometimes we can't. But I hope we can do this before World's Strongest Man this year.
Yeah, that's
train together and spend time.
Yeah, just following up, guys. So this is literally the first video type of interview that Mateusz has ever done. So, like you said, his English has improved dramatically from when I first met him. And I really appreciate you doing this, man. I think a lot of the fans are really going to be excited to hear from you. So you don't need to apologize at all for your English or anything. I'm sure everybody's just going to be excited to hear from you. So as far as us training together, like Mateusz said, our plan is to get together once all of this calms down and be able to train before World's Strongest Man this year. We are actually trying to set up some training before World's Strongest Man when it was going to happen in May. But the schedules, we were trying to coordinate our schedules together. And hopefully now, once everything gets a little bit more back to normal, we can get together and get some great training in, because I'm sure it would be good for both of us. And I would be very excited to do that for sure.
Yeah, I hope we can do this. We will do this year. I hope.
That'll be perfect. Be perfect. So next question. This person wants me to ask you about your sports background and how you became so good at moving events.
Oh, I don't know. In the past, I play football like every child, like every teenager. I am still younger than you, Maybe that's why it's like that. But I try to focus on the moving events a lot of before competition.
So when you're saying football for Americans, you mean soccer, right?
Soccer.
Soccer, yeah. So football. Most of the world calls it football, but of course we have American football. So for Americans it's soccer. But do you think that really helped you with your foot speed and your athleticism growing up? Then.
Yeah, I did this every day. I played football every day. I run every day. So it helped me a lot of, I think, because I have activity life.
Yeah. So how long did you play football growing up? Until what age? And what age did you start?
I don't remember. It was a lot of years ago. So,
Yeah.
but I stopped in 15.
Okay.
Started gym 16. I total stop run, total stop play. Only focus on the gym and training.
So around 16 is when you started focusing just on the gym.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So next question. How old were you when you started training in the gym?
Like I say, in 16, I meet a big, huge colleges in my new school, and I wanted the same. I wanted to be also huge, big, and I start copy training, train with them, and improve every year. And one day I was better than them.
So did it come when you started training with weights? Did it come to you very easily? Was it easy for you to get stronger and bigger?
Oh, in first year or second, it was hard to training because I don't have technique. I was really weak, thin. I had maybe 70 kilograms body weight. It was nothing.
Were you as tall at 70 kilograms body weight? Were you as tall as you are now?
Little bit shorter,
But very
almost same.
very thin, very thin.
Very.
That's awesome. So once you got the technique though with the lifting, then you were able to get stronger and improve a lot then.
Yeah, first year or second was learning. It was learn for me how technique, how lift, how to do something in gym.
Perfect, man. That's awesome. How have you altered your training to compensate for the delay of World's Strongest Man?
Now I stop train really hard. I try improve my technique. I train very light. I recover and fix my body after injury from past. So I think I can come back fast, 2 times stronger in the future if I rest well now.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, for me, I've obviously set some different goals and tried to do a little bit different training. Not so heavy with the strongman events, and like you said, you got to let your body recover. And like you said, if you've got any small injuries or stuff like that, this is a really good time to not push it because, I know for you, you had I think 5 or 6 different competitions planned leading up even to World's Strongest Man this year. So you were going to be very busy with competition. So I think this might be a good break for you. And, because you compete so much, it probably will be good for your body.
Yeah, I think like that because if I not have goal now, it's better to rest, I think.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, like you said, hopefully things can start to get back to normal. And then I'm assuming your plan is to pick whatever competition you can first and do that one, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm very curious when the competition will start, or when things will be planned. Right now, I think Europe's Strongest Man is planned for August 4th. Is that right?
Yeah, it will be probably first, but we don't know. Nobody know.
Of course.
What can happen? Maybe they change date to again. We don't know.
Sure. So would you plan on doing Europe's Strongest Man on August 4th if that date can stay and it'll work?
Yeah, probably. If it will be not cancelled or delayed, I will try compete there.
Perfect. What is your relationship like with Mariusz Pujanowski, and does he feel pressure to be great like him?
Honestly, I saw his only one time in my life.
Okay.
In 2016, he was a referee for me because we have a competition, like a team competition, and he has a referee, and that's it. I saw one time in my life.
Did you talk to him much there?
Not so much because I try to focus to compete and don't talk a lot of. But people in Poland try to compare us together, but it's hard to compare because he competes 10 or more, 12 years ago. It's different time. Now it's Strongman is different than past.
Yeah, it's like you said, I think that's a good point. The generation is different now. The competition is different. So it's hard to compare, but I think because you've done so well, I think people in Poland and around the world naturally, just because you're from Poland, want to compare you to Mariusz. But it's different. You know, I think that's the best way to answer the question. And you know, I think you've got a lot of years of competing ahead of you, and then maybe when you're done competing, then people can try to compare like what you did in your career versus what Mariusz did. But I would say that I think you're off to a very good start, man.
Yeah, well, you know, he has a 5 times title, World Strongest Man. Nobody has a lot like that. You have a 4, yeah?
Yes,
Drunas 4.
Yep.
He's best for this moment. For me, if I could get one time World Strongest Man, I would be really, really happy.
Yeah, I think I would have to say that I think you're on the right path, man. I think it's probably just a matter of time before you get that.
Yeah, but now it's I think it's harder to win World Strongest Man because prepare to this hard competition. It's a really big risk. Sometimes you can get injury before competition and not compete.
Of course, yeah. It's very hard to prepare. It's very hard to prepare. I mean, there's a lot of factors, like you said, with injuries or your training doesn't go well, or you know the different events that are at the competition. But you know, when you're well-rounded, which I think that you're obviously very well-rounded as a strongman, I think that helps a lot. And you know, I think that, like I said, I think you're on the right path. And I'm excited for you, man. Your career is looking really good.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it could be better.
Of course.
It should be better.
Yeah. I would expect nothing less from you to say that. I think you're a very competitive person, and I think that's I would assume that is what you would say.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah. We just got to get you to smile more. That's the only thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
So along those lines, what are your strongman career goals?
Yeah, like I said, if I could get one time World Strongest Man, I would be really, really happy. And one time Arnold champions, it can be good for me. I don't have planned a lot of to future because I don't know what can happen. I don't know what can happen in my next training because now in this time it's really hard to plan in the future.
Of course,
you know, you can get injured every day, and we don't know.
Yeah, of course. I think that's really smart, man. I definitely have a lot of respect for the way that you answer that because you're just focusing on your next competition, your next goal. So for you, your goal is to win World's Strongest Man, to win the Arnold Strongman Classic at one time, and then you go from there. And I remember when I was trying to win my first World's Strongest Man, I said something very similar to that. People would ask me my question, and I would say, well, I want to win the first World's Strongest Man, and then we'll see after that one. And then I'll set a new goal to go after winning again. But, you know, I think that, you know, you having big goals is great, but you have to focus on the next competition and getting your first title. So I think it's really smart the way you answered that. That's really good, man.
Yeah, I don't have planned so much for future. That's it.
That's perfect. You're just enjoying the moment, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Focus on the competition and the short future, you know, like next few months. That's it.
That's perfect. Really good, man. What was the first time you two met?
Oh, I remember I met you 2014 during my Arnold amateur competition, but probably you not remember me.
Is that when you came to the booth and I signed? No, 2015 was when I signed the picture for you, right?
No, 2015 I came with Radzikowski in Arnold Pro, but in 1 year before I compete in Arnold amateur. And we meet in the hall, and we take one picture. And you ask me where I come from. I say that from Poland, and you told me that it's nice jacket because I had a red jacket, like a national for Polish, like a red and white. That's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. No, I can't say that I remember that. But...
Yeah, and officially we meet 2015 in my first Arnold Pro.
Yeah, your first one. So this is saying what was the first time you two met? So 2000, like you said, 2015 is what I remember when you competed at the Arnold, and I was really impressed with your abilities at that competition. And I think when you competed there, I think everybody kind of saw that you were on your way up, that you had a lot of potential, and I think you've gone on to prove people right. I mean, you're still getting better and still improving a lot, but you know, that's the first time that I remember was 2015, and then we were in the same qualifying heat in World's Strongest Man in 2016, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, good memories, right?
Yeah, it was past a lot of years ago.
I know, yeah. What is your favorite moment in your strongman career for both of us?
For me, I think my first performance, Arnold 2015, because when I came to meeting in 2015 in Arnold, I was smaller than now and not experienced like now. And when I saw you, Zydrunas, Haftor, and other guys, huge athletes, I talk in my head, oh, fuck, what I'm doing here? Maybe it's better pack luggage and coming back to home because it's no sense to compete with us. And finally, I took that third place. It was a huge surprise for me, you know, and big motivation to push more, to train more. to be better and fight with you, with the Drunat, with stronger athletes from the world in the future.
Yeah, that was a big statement. That was a big statement. I'll always remember that too, man. That was awesome. And for me, favorite moment in my strongman career, it's a tough question for me to answer, and for a lot of different reasons. But I would probably have to go with World's Strongest Man, winning World's Strongest Man in 2013, because I had, and we don't have to go into all this, but I had a really bad pinched nerve in my arm, and in 2012 I had torn my bicep and had that nerve problem, and I came back from all of that to win World's Strongest Man in 2013. So I would say that's probably off the top of my head right now my favorite moment. But I have a lot of favorite moments. All of them are special in their own way.
You have a lot of longer career than me, so you have a lot of different moments.
Yeah. Of course. Well, you're getting a lot of moments for sure, man, and you'll have more.
I hope.
What is your guys' favorite meals? So what's your favorite thing to eat?
Mine?
Yeah.
For sure, donuts. It's my favorite.
Donuts? Is that what you just said?
But donuts is a snack, yeah?
Yeah, you can pick donuts, that's fine.
But I like pizza, I like burger, beef.
Yeah.
But I don't like eat one meal like beef all time, time, one meal.
Yeah.
I like changing something every day,
Yeah. It's how often do you eat donuts?
Every day. Every morning.
You have donuts every morning.
Yeah, serious. Like same like Radikowski with cola.
Of course.
You drink cola every day.
Of course. How do you stay so lean if you eat donuts every day?
I don't know. Maybe I not eat a lot of. I eat 4 meals now each day.
Okay.
No, I'm lazy. I'm lazy with my diet. Sometimes I try focus and eat 6 meals.
Yeah.
For example, today 6 meals, and tomorrow I am lazy and stop and eat 3 or 4. It's hard for me. I can't be bodybuilder for sure.
Of course. I would say my favorite meal is probably steak. I like steak. A good steak, it's hard to beat that meal. Perfect.
I know.
Your answer's a lot more interesting than mine, though. So this question is, what methods did Mateusz use to get his overhead pressing ability so strong?
In my opinion, I think good idea is strict press overhead, bar front of head, and also I use band. I hang plate on band and train stability.
So you're saying use a barbell, strict press, standing strict press?
Yeah, and then later press with bands, plates hang in the bands and pressing also.
And do the same, standing up.
It's shaking, and you have to keep control all the time.
That's awesome. So is that something you've always used in your training to build up your overhead press?
Yeah, I use this exercise, and also I think it's deep like for triceps. It's good to improve overhead also.
For using dips, you said.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's so just basic stuff, but do a lot of it. Do you do more reps or do you do heavier weights? What do you think is better?
Say again.
So for that, when you do those exercises, do you like to use more reps or lower reps and more weight?
I change it. I changing my training. Sometimes I train for repetition. Sometimes I pressing for bigger weights or less repetition.
Gotcha. So you kind of change it up. Do you change it up leading into a contest?
Yeah, before contest I change it. Depends how will be in competition. If competition we have a focus on big weight, then I train big weight for one repetition. If we have repetition, I train for reps at home.
Perfect. Very straightforward, buddy. I like it. I like it. How did Mateusz get into the sport of strongman, and what age did he start training specifically for it?
Yeah, I started strongman at age of 18. One of my friends give me an offer to compete in amateur strongman in Poland, and then I go there and I compete and I start like it, and I compete this for this moment now.
Did you win your first competition at 18?
It was a really easy competition, but I won.
You won it. You won your first one.
Yeah, but I have only experience like I know barbell, like a deadlift, like a overhead, like in bar. That's it. No, never try a log, never farmer, like a platform on deadlift, like a tire flip. And it was my first time to try, but I won.
That's great, man. Was the sport of strongman in Poland more popular when you started when you were 18, or is it more popular now?
I think it was more popular before my career, my start. When Mariusz compete, it was a really big event every week in TV. People really like this.
Why do you think
Now
that? Why do you think that is?
I think in past they have a big sponsor who put money for TV, and they have money for all, for hotel, for travel, for prize money for athletes. Now we not have a lot of sponsors, and that's why this sport is really poor now in Poland.
Okay. Well, maybe you can change that.
I would like, I hope, but we don't know.
Of course. That's great, man. We all know that you are big on recovery, hot and cold, physiotherapist, cryotherapy chamber, etc. What are Mateusz's thoughts on recovery, such as hot and cold, cryotherapy chamber, that type of thing?
Oh, I bought hot and cold tube a few months ago. I start use, like you also. I ask you about, you remember?
Yes, I do. I do remember.
Yeah, I bought also. I have in my home. It's really good. It's good for recovery. But I use also massage and needle therapy.
So like dry needling, is that what you're talking about?
I try also massage or needles therapy.
What is that therapy? Can you explain that?
If you have metals, and put it inside on the muscles.
Yes. So it's like dry needling, that type of. So they stick it in, and then sometimes your muscle will twitch and it'll release.
Yeah, it's really work for me, for my opinion.
Okay, that's great, man. I'm glad to hear that you got the hot and cold set up.
One more time.
I said I'm really glad to hear that you got the hot and cold tub set up. I really believe in that. I think it's really very good for recovery.
Yeah, it's really work. It's more athletes from the world to use this, so I should also have this in my home.
That's great, man. That's so you're taking your recovery very seriously now. It sounds like.
Yeah, now it's better. More professional.
That's great, man. That's great. So the last question, a lot of people, and one thing that I wanted to talk to you about was a lot of people were asking about your deadlift training and how that's going and what your plan is. And they asked about the Arnold Classic this year because you did so good in that competition, like set a new world record on the frame carry, for example. You won the dumbbell, you won the stone medley event, but then the deadlift didn't go as good, and that was like the only event that you didn't do good at. So a lot of people were asking about your deadlift and how you're training for that.
Oh, it's a hard question. I think I have a lot of good events. You know, it's hard to be best in every event, in my opinion. My deadlift is improving slow, but every year I'm better.
Yes.
So I think I need more time. Now I try focus on my technique a little bit. I change training like I use more exercises for hamstring, for glutes also, and I think maybe after few months it will be work.
So just so everybody knows, how old are you now?
Oh, still 26.
26 years old. So just for reference, and what's your deadlift? What's the best deadlift you've ever done now?
My best was in Dubai in suit with suit 420.
420. So 420 kilos is 925 pounds. And Mateusz is 26 years old. So I personally think that his deadlift will improve a lot in the next few years. And it's not, I think a lot of people, when it comes to Mateusz's deadlift, they're quick to point out, hey, you have a bad event with the deadlift. But like you said, it's tough to be good at everything. And building deadlift strength just takes time. There's nothing you can really do that will speed that up. It just takes time, especially when you get to extreme numbers like that. So, and I've told you this before, I think that your deadlift is building perfectly. And once you get that, kind of up to where you're pulling, say, like 440 kilos or 450 kilos, Mateusz is going to be extremely tough to beat because at that point, he's going to score good points on the deadlift as well as everything else. And as long as you keep your moving and your speed and all of that up, it's going to be very good. So just relax. Everybody that's asking questions about his deadlift, just relax a little bit. It's getting better. It's coming. And I think in the next year or two, that event is not going to be so much of a weakness for Mateusz because he's working hard and he's making improvements on that as well. So I just wanted to say that, man. I know that a lot of times, people are quick to point out when you have a weakness or when, something doesn't go as well. But I think you're doing the right thing by building it up, gradually. And once you get that number up a little bit more, you and I both know that it's going to be very good and very hard for people to beat you at that point.
Yeah, I know. A lot of competition I missed before because I got really, really bad result in deadlift. So I hope if I improve maybe 20 kilo, my situation will be much different than now.
Yes, I completely agree, man. So just keep building that up. I wanted to include that just because so many people asked about it, but I think that they're asking, and I would hope that most people are asking that because they want to see you win and they want to see you do well and they want to see you build it up. So, as I've said, when we get together and we can train together, I'll do everything I can to try to help you to build that up and to get stronger. And you know, obviously you can push me in the moving events and help me to get better with those. So I think us training together will be very good. And I'm excited for it, man. I'm very excited.
I think this first step to help you in moving events will be close at your kitchen.
So just
you lose 20 kilo, it will be faster.
You're gonna. He just said that we need to close my kitchen. That's good, man. You might be right. You actually might be right. Yeah, lose some kilos and get faster.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Oh, that's great. So I think that's all the questions that I had picked, man. So I really appreciate you coming on, taking the time, and please send my best to your wife and your son. Just in case anybody doesn't know, Mateusz has a son that's now 8 months old, right?
Yeah, now 8 months.
So it's pretty exciting, and I haven't been able to see your wife in a long time now. So please tell her that I said hello, and give her my best as well.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, that's great, man. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this interview, and I'm looking forward to us being able to do some more stuff together in person once everything calms down. But for now, stay in, be great, and we'll check you guys later.